Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Coloring Tips and Tricks. This is Nathan, and I just want to say thanks a lot to everybody for coming back. I think this is part 5 already. I know it's like a whole lot of rendering going on, but that's usually how these things go. Let's see. I think today we are going to tackle the Hydra and AIM guys down here at the bottom. Something I've just been kind of putting off for a while, but I think it's about time. We'll just go ahead and handle those. Let's see. Just going to go ahead and... What's going on? Wait. Oh, it's locked. Alright. Let's do a new layer. Now, I don't remember locking that. That's weird. I don't know. Whatever. Alright, so unlock that, and we'll put that on a new layer and lock it down so we can't. Alright, so did I fill it? Oh, no, I didn't. Dupe. Let's get this color here. Let's get everybody. Alright, so I guess while I'm doing that, I'm just going to render these guys out, and then I'll adjust them all separately because I have them on flats with like different shades. And I can start adjusting them, you know, pushing some farther in the back and whatnot. But there was, let's see, something I wanted to talk about. I had gotten a comment from Starbreather11. He had a question. Thank you for your videos and answering past questions I have asked. I'm currently coloring some interior pages, and my question is, how do you prevent your pages from looking different from one another? One page might seem to be brighter, more pure colors, while other pages seem like less saturated colors. Should I just use a color balance or a value saturation layer and put it all over all the pages so they are similar? What's the best way to handle this in the future? Sorry for a lengthy question. My response, for those that haven't seen it, no problem at all. Thanks for watching. Usually when I'm coloring a batch of pages that take place in the same scene, I'll use my color picking tool and pick colors from pages that I've already completed. Once I have that batch of colors done for that scene, I like to open them all up side by side and see if anything stands out too much. If there is, then I'll go in and make adjustments as needed. And a follow-up question that he had to that Lummage, and that applies to the book in its entirety, correct? Meaning the entire book, even the different scenes, should be around the same saturation, and really anything radically brighter should come from a effects layer or fire glows or lighting. And I just responded not too long ago. The thing about comics is that there's no hard rules to follow. For instance, you might have a scene that is a flashback or something, so you might want to desaturate the colors for those pages more than the rest of the book. Well, it's nice to open all the pages and have a good once-over to see how they all look together. It isn't always doable. I'll explain this more in the next video or so. And just, you know, good questions. So here we are in the next video or so, and what I want to talk about, and a lot of times, well, just about all the time, when I'm coloring pages for somebody, then what happens is I'm done with those pages. I send them back. If penciler's paying me to do them, then they get sent back to the penciler. If it's for like a publisher, then the pages I finish, you know, automatically get sent right back to the editor. And what happens is there's like a lot of other people working on those pages, so those get sent, you know, to whoever's next in line. Most of the time, it's going to be the letterer, because he has a job to do and he has a deadline to get that done. So I don't have the luxury of being able to line up all the pages. I mean, I can, you know, of course I'll have like my own working PSDs or my TIFF files or what have you, but I can't go back in and make changes to those because those are already, you know, farther along in production. Those have already moved on to somebody else. So, you know, it kind of stinks in that way. But if it's something that, you know, a project you're working on for yourself, you know, that's awesome. You have that luxury to go ahead and, you know, if you want to go back in and keep on making changes till you're blue in the face. You're allowed to do that because it's your book. So I think that about does it. But yeah, just a huge thanks for those awesome questions you've been given me, and hopefully you're learning something from it, from my answers, and hopefully others are as well. So let's see. And now I'm just kind of doing this kind of production line type of style, where I'm just going in with one highlight color first, and then I'll be going in with a second. And again, I'm just keeping my light source from on top over here. These guys here are going to be like a different light source from everybody else, but we're just keeping it from above, which it looks, the shadows still kind of indicate it's like the same light source coming from this direction. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're throwing down all these other colors over here. Oh, and then I also wanted to mention why this video is a little late. I'm currently recording this on Saturday, and I hope to put this up. It'll upload tonight, and you guys will get it on Sunday. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to talk about was just professionalism. I was going to record this yesterday, but then I had a job, a freelance job that came in, and the client needed the stuff right away, which is fine. It happens all the time. The thing is working with, I'm not going to mention any names or anything like that, but I had to work with another artist, and when I was doing advertising, somebody else would pencil the frames, and I would add the colors and stuff. And it was like when I was at the studio, we would have a color department, we'd have a pencil department. But now a lot of the staff was laid off, so we don't really have those departments anymore. And sure, you still might have your specialties, but if on this at home, you do your own digital painting and stuff like that, there's no reason why you can't throw down some color or whatever if needed. And so I was swamped. I forgot how many different scenes I was having to color. I forgot what it came out to. Let's see, there's one, two, maybe 9, I think 10. But the client, I had colored 2 of them already, and then the client had requested that, a revision be done and that the scenes were made wider. At that point, I'd already moved on some other frames, so the project manager had somebody else who was doing pencils on the same job if they could do that. And just pretended they didn't know what they were doing, even though they had worked for the same place for years and years and years. And I don't get into too much detail, but it ended up being a whole lot of extra work for me to do. And I ended up having to be there till not be there, so I work from home. I was working on this stuff until I think like 1:30 or something like that. So I was not happy, and I got the call late as well. I got the call for work, late. I I didn't think I had anything going on that day, you know, so I was already planning to do my video and everything like that. But, you know, things happen, things change. But the whole reason for telling this story is just be professional. You know, it doesn't matter if you're an artist or whatever. You know, it's like if somebody's paying you to do a job, do your damn job. You know, I mean, that's always been the way I've always treated work. You know, it's like if somebody's going to sit there and take a chance by hiring me, you know, then I'm going to make sure, you know, they get their money's worth. It didn't matter if I was, you know, if I was working at Applebee's as a dishwasher. You know what? I'm going to be the best damn dishwasher you ever seen. And that's a true story. I was. I'll probably, you know, still tell stories about me. No, just kidding. Probably not. But, you know, it's just do your best at everything. And, you know, don't be a slacker. Don't, you know, make more work on your coworkers or anything. You know, we're supposed to be a team, you know, trying to make the client happy. And I mean, you want to do crap work, you know, go do it on your own time, on your own website or whatever. Where did that go? Oh, it's there. Okay. You know, I mean, it's like, even though I'm freelance, I still want to do my best work for this company, even though my name's not attached. You know, I don't get any credit or anything like that. But I would like for that company to stay in business. You know, it was like for a major liquor brand, you know, and like I would like for the company to get, even though I don't work there anymore, you know, they still hire me for freelance, and I would still like for them to be around to still offer me freelance work. You know, I don't understand why that's so hard for people to grasp. You know, and it's like, oh, I don't have time to do that, or oh, make a, you know, some other excuse why they can't. And it's just, I don't know. I was like so livid last night. I had to walk away from my computer for a bit. But yeah, it was a whole thing. But whatever. That's yesterday. Oh yeah, it was really set me off as well because I was supposed to, you know, hang out with friends last night, go out to dinner, go do some bowling, which I haven't done in a long time. You know, wasn't able to do any of that. I mean, not just because of work, because this person decided, you know, I had to be there later when they didn't have to be there later. I don't know. Not cool. Let's see. I'm gonna put that, just this blood real quick. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time focusing on the blood. I'll show you in a second. Just gonna go in with white. Let me get a, let's see, hard edge brush. I'm just gonna add, oops, a little bit brighter than that. Add some specular highlights on them. Not every single dot, because again, we're not going to see it. I just want to show that, you know, different type of texture. Maybe, yeah, just a little bit down on the bottom. You know, if any, again, this is going to be, what's comic size, like that big. So you're really not going to notice it too much, but I just want to show, like, again, a different type of texture than the cloth itself. And right now their outfits are looking a little pinkish. So I'm going to adjust that. And again, all the rendering we're doing, it's not all, I mean, the rendering is pretty much going to stay the same. The colors are going to change a bit. So let me add Let me see, color balance. I'm gonna go on the highlights. Let's add a little bit more yellow. That looks all right. That really shifted. Okay, that wasn't all right. Let me levels, darken the shadows a little bit. Don't want to get too dark with them. That looks good. Yeah, and I'll just go in with a... I don't know, why isn't this guy? Because those guys were a different color, I guess. Alright, let me merge those together. And darken those. Alright. And let me go in with another round of a lighter. So when you're doing red, you can either go more orange or more pink. And I think because we might have like a little bit cooler, it might go like a little bit. I mean, you can see this color. It's not like much pink. It's just a little bit. And we'll adjust it. You know, if we end up changing colors, of course, we'll adjust these colors as well. Let me get my soft brush again. Oops. Maybe lock my layer might be nice. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. Okay. Oops. Let's keep that one dark. Okay. There we go. Moving too fast here. And maybe that one there doesn't have a highlight at all. And you can see, I mean, I'm doing more highlights here, and then it's going to, you know, not as much as it goes down his body. So that way there, when I do highlights on this guy's head, what's going to happen is he's going to pop out more. So when I zoom out, you kind of see, you know, it pops out more. It shows a little bit more depth in the... Excuse me. Probably wasn't a good idea to have some root beer before I started recording. Here we go. Is there? Ugh. I had a feeling there was. Damn it. I should have checked. Oh man. How much? Okay, that's not too bad. Sorry, there's a feather on my airbrush, or on my lasso. I should have checked. It's like going from advertising work, like the usually the, you know, it's with the pencil line. So if I do like a hard edge, like, you know, lasso with like no feather on it, it doesn't really look as good. You can see like the sharp lasso selection underneath. So I always like feather it for that, and I just totally didn't check. But I think for those background guys, that's fine. It's not going to affect us too much. guy looks good. Looks like I got a little bit of stuff on there. This guy here. And almost done. All right, so I think that's good for those. So let's see about. We do that. Let's sell the blood. Okay. So let me get. What's my tolerance at? Okay, 3. Let's get that. Oops. That guy out of there. That guy. And this guy. And we're going to push those back. So there are a couple ways we could do that. One is with hue. Warm colors come forward, cool colors go back. Saturation. Desaturated colors, of course, are like pushed back, and saturated colors come forward. And lightness, darkness. So, let's go ahead and just desaturate the guy, and then we'll darken him a little bit. Ah, damn it. Sorry, that was the pencil thing on my desk, so that stuff doesn't slide down, but it's just annoying. Color balance, let's add a little bit of blue to it. See how much separation that gives us from this to this. So that's nice. This guy here, let's do the same thing, but not exactly the same amount. He's going to be right there at. Maybe we won't do that because he's right there with Wolverine. Maybe we'll do the foreground color guys here. That one's back enough. That one. That guy's fine. That guy's okay. Yeah, we'll do these guys. Oops. So yeah. You saturate and darken them a bit, and then add more blue. Yeah, I think that'll work nicely. Let's see. That arm is way too much. Let's see here. That one's alright. That one's good. That one's good. Oops. Those are good. Again, let me get on the right layer. Okay, that works. I think this guy's head is okay for now. I don't like this color here. Let's just pick this purplish color and fill that. Right. Yeah, I think that works. This one as well. Just making sure I don't have anything else selected. Let me go a little bit darker with that one. That looks good. And I'm going to go a little bit darker with this one over here as well. Let me find that one again. And that too. And that one too. Yeah. Okay. I think that looks good. And now for the Hydra guys. Let me see. It's hard to tell if you have all the green collected when you have a green quick mask. So I don't know if you guys do. You can change the color of that. So if you double click your little icon here, it'll bring up this quick mask options. So you could even, like, you know, up the opacity if you wanted to, you know, to like 100% or whatever. I'm just going to change the color to color that'll stand out against the green that I'm trying to see. So if I go quick mask, yeah, there we go. So let me click on that and whoa, let me go up to 50%. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it looks like all the green there. Put that on a new layer. Let's use the colors we were using for these. Where's my line art? Turn that off. So there, and then where's that? All right. So already I can see like these ones on the edges are going to be darker. And that back there as well. Oops. Let me get on the right layer again. There we go. Actually, I'll wait till I render everything and then I'll go do that business. Yeah, there, even though it's in shadow, still has a little bit of rendering on it. All right, so this guy has like a little bit of a rim light. So we'll do that bright. We'll continue it on up to here a little bit. Then I think what we might do is we'll have like another color of lighting coming in. But we'll do that later on once we have everything else rendered in and our final colors chosen. That way there we can really pick and see what color would work the best. Or we could do that secondary lighting on a separate layer. That way there we can adjust it later if we want to. That might be better. Is it supposed to be part of the lighting over here, or that's kind of hard to make out. You kind of see it there too. I don't know. I guess we'll keep it like that for now. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of doing the first pass before I lay in with the lasso tool. Go. Now, his nose is going to get quite a bit highlight on it. Just fade that out a little bit more. Just a touch. Actually, group my layers. You gotta watch out when your hands are going too fast for your computer to keep up. That's one thing I get asked a lot is like how to get faster with coloring, and that's a video I would like to put together at some point. Obviously, number one answer is the shortcut keys. Oops, where are you going? Learning those hotkeys, getting used to them. It's probably the number one. There's definitely some other tips in there as well, but I think maybe I'll do that video after we're done coloring this piece. Okay. All right, let's see this little bit here. Looks pretty good. Let's do some gold. The heck is that? Now that gets so bright, jeez. Let's see, put that on its own layer and lock it. Let's again pick from these guys. That didn't work out. I want that color and that. Okay, there we go. Jeez. It's the shadow color. Oops, me. That hand. Okay, that looks like it all now. Okay. Go with the darker color first, and then we'll airbrush this stuff in. So what I try and do, like if you have something continuing over, you can see where I had my selections before. I just kind of match them up. Over there, it kind of stays consistent from one side to the next, you know. So that'll be shadow there. These guys and highlights here. I'll keep those dark. So it looks like it's kind of going under that eyebrow. Okay, just want to see how bright that color was. It might be too bright for us, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. No, it's not bad. Okay. So you can see what I've been doing is like I have like my shadows more desaturated. So kind of going on like where we're talking about with this guy back here is, you know, to push stuff back. It's going to be more desaturated. And there's a little bit more of a blue tint, you know, or, you know, you could do purple or what have you, you know, but you can see in here the shadow and the highlight is a lot more saturated. So that helps with that roundness. So just little thing. But, you know, it's always like those little things add up to show, you know, what you're doing, what you're talking about. All right, so skin tones on these guys. Let me go ahead and I was like, that's not the only blood on these. Okay. Not you, not you, not you. I'm just deselecting all the blood that we've already colored on these other guys. Okay, let me get that. Was this our, no, it was... Okay, blade. And again, just go to our hard brush with white. Set that to about 30%. I don't want it too crazy. Okay, why can't I? Guess what? Pick that too. Lock it. It's just, dude. Ay. What are we doing here? Okay, gotcha. Right, it's on its own. Because it's up here. It's on this layer as well. I guess when I copied the other blood on there. Okay. Now we're seeing it. Alright, and I do want to get the red. Let's get that red instead. I'm getting this a little bit too blue for me. Okay, that looks good. Flatten all that down. Let's get these skin tones done. Put that on a new layer. Let's lock it down. Maybe I didn't lock it down. Okay, there we go. Weird. Soft brush. Again, just mark it in the direction of the light. And okay, that looks good. Everything else is fine. A little bit there, and that looks decent. I'm going to, not sure if this is his teeth or his lip. Maybe we'll go teeth, but of course they'll be in shadow, so all right. Grab my highlight color again. You can see I'm not spending time, or a ridiculous amount of time on these guys here. Yeah, it's very simple. I'll just darken the shadow. All right, looks good. Now let's just go ahead and then we'll adjust these guys. That should be all the Hydra stuffs. Let me deselect that. And then put that on its own layer, because I don't want it to keep on deselect. Well, maybe it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, everybody's flats are going to be different, so just keep in mind the whole part about desaturating and lightening and whatnots. Let's get, if you can see, like, these already have, you know, just doing my shortcut for my color balance, but it already has like these settings. What these are like the last settings that I used. So for the shortcut would be Command or Control B. See that now there's no settings automatically in there. But if you hold Alt or Option on a Mac, so Alt Command or Alt Control and then push B, it'll automatically put in like the last settings that you used. So that way there, like, you know, what I used for these other guys, for the hand guys, I already had these settings, you know, put in there. And now, you know, to keep it consistent. So that's another helpful little tip. See that one there, that one's fine. I want these guys here to be a little bit darker. So again, same thing, I can hit Command, Alt Command U, and I'll have like my last settings there again. Is that when I need that little piece here? I think this part is fine. Definitely not that part down there. That, I guess that's an arm, maybe a leg. It's kind of hard to tell with it all bunched up. Yeah, it needs to be darker. Why did I not get that? Because, geez, that part there is just annoying. Really desaturated so it doesn't pop out too much. That looks good, fits in. Let's see. Now this guy. So it helps for stuff like that too. So for his eye wasn't selected. So even though I did the selection the way I liked it, but it wasn't affecting that. So now I could go back, you know, just using that Alt key. There's a lot of great things the Alt key does come in handy. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now, let's see. Oops. Get rid of that stuff, that stuff. That stuff. Let's select his eyes the first time. Let's see. Add a little bit of blue. That works. Let's get this head. Yeah, it's kind of bugging me after all, so. Just going to push that back. Now the thing about this arm, it's kind of coming out of the shadow, so we don't want it to all be the same. So I guess what we'll do, maybe we'll pick some of this cooler blue or cooler green. I guess it's more like a teal that we're seeing now. We'll just do a gradient on it. Yeah, that looks good. And then, let's see, lock that. Because now this looks crazy with this bright saturated color up against this green. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring some of that back in. Remember we had this highlight going along here. So let's reintroduce that. I think that should solve that. for us. Yeah, I think that looks good. A little bit more the yellow here now. Gold, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, I think that works. All right, so let me just knock out these arrows and stuff. Not every single one just yet. So I'm not sure how to approach. You know what? Yeah, let's just do it. Fine. You win. There are those ones up there. Dang it. I'd be so difficult. All right, put that on its own layer. Lock it. Again, I'm just going to do these real quick. Most of these are just going to be gradients. Not that big of a deal. Hide. There you go. Those are fine dark. Like a lot of these are going to be like going into the smoke, so I'm sure the colors are going to be changing, and I'll come up with a better idea for later. Those are fine dark too. Yeah, okay, that's it. Fine. So you can see we have, it's kind of like a ring around his feet with the saturation, and then a ring of darkness down here. So that'll help when we finally adjust like these background characters. It'll just keep on kind of going around and frame up Wolverine nicely. But and that's going to do it for us today. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. And yeah, keep those great questions rolling. If you have any questions about anything else, I can leave them in the comments below for everybody else to see, or on my Facebook fan page, or on my Twitter. Again, those are all in the description below for the links. Anybody else is watching, I am currently doing a special on commissions, comic book coloring commissions. So if you're interested in that, you can check out my DeviantArt page. I have a flyer posted on there for that. And that's going to do it for us. Next time we'll be tackling the smoke before we get back to Wolverine. So yeah, join us for that. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Helps me out. Helps other people see my videos. And that's always nice. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys next time. All right. Bye.